Get Ripple, the bright new drink with that ring-a-ding flavor. Ripple.
I have a drink for you.
Okay.
Because it's going to get hot in here because we have all the doors and everything shut. This is maybe not the most refreshing cooling down drink, but it's cold.
Well, that's good.
Jalapeno wine lemonade.
Oh, interesting. Have you tried this before?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
May have opened it about a few days ago. It comes in like this little pouch. Like
For travel. Take it to the beach.
Or like if you were to open a box of wine.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is what would be inside.
Yeah. And where is it from?
Idaho. This
Oh, okay.
My last Idaho drink.
Is this like specific to Idaho?
I doubt it.
I'm just wondering why you decided to bring a bag of wine back from Idaho that has nothing to actually do with Idaho.
I don't know. That's a really good question because I don't think Idaho is really known for their citrus and jalapenos. Nope, I don't see anything about Idaho on here.
Oh, no, it's from Mississippi.
Garden City, Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Produced and bottled by Potter Wines. Hey, the more you know.
Why is it talking about Mississippi then? Whatever. I mean, like I could point these places out on a map. Who cares?
Cheers.
Cheers.
You can smell the jalapeno, huh?
Yummy. It tastes a lot better than it sounds because the whole wine thing kind of throws me off.
It tastes
but
like,
it's just like a lemonade.
It tastes like a jalapeno lemonade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's tasty. I like it.
Good. It has nothing whatsoever to do with my story.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
And my story that I was telling you that I was really excited about and how it's going to ruin some of your childhood hopes and dreams is going to have to be on hold for one more round because it is so in-depth and so detailed that it's just taking me longer to research and write than any story I've done on the Ripple Pod before.
Well, now you know how I feel about the Katrina story.
Oh, speaking of Katrina.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the
It's really sad.
That's crazy.
Do you remember the numbers?
Category 5.
Katrina was a category 3.
I think it fluctuated. I don't remember exactly what it was when it made landfall. I want to say it was higher than that, but I don't remember.
Here, let me see. So,
I think
the
it's a 5.
16th year anniversary of Katrina, a category 3 hurricane. They're bracing themselves for an almost category 5.
Oh, wow.
Or, I mean, I'm sure it's hit by now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, the weather map is insane. It looks
just scary.
Yeah.
So, like, daunting. Is that the right word?
I don't think I've ever heard you use that word before in my life.
I feel like that's a good word to use
I think
for
it
that.
is. I think it is.
It's
I
very
think
daunting.
you're channeling your inner journalist.
Thanks. I'm, going to get my degree one of these days. Not in journalism.
I think you're done getting degrees. I don't think you're allowed to get any more degrees.
I'm going to keep getting degrees.
Not until you pay off the last one.
Shh, don't let them find me. Do you have anything you want to tell me? Anything exciting, fun, silly, happy, sad, scary? What
I went to the Goodwill bins.
Oh, that is a happy place.
It was really fun.
So we need to be careful because, we have so many listeners.
We don't want to give out the secret.
We don't want everyone to know about our Goodwill bins. Because some people, I didn't know about them until a friend told me.
It is kind of scary, though. I will say that, just to keep people away.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day, well, first off, the Goodwill bins are the Goodwill outlets. It's like the last resort before everything from Goodwill gets taken to the landfill. And they literally just bring it out in piles, in bins, and you grab stuff and pay by the pound.
By the pound.
By the pound. It's like a $1.75, I think, a pound or something like that.
Clothes.
I don't know.
And then it's like 87 cents a pound for like hard goods.
Oh, is it cheaper for hard goods?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't know. It's super cheap. I don't even think about it.
You can walk out like with a truckload of stuff for like $40.
But you can also find dead rats in the bins.
Oh, God.
You can also get elbowed in the face in the bins because people fight over crap.
I've cut my hand before. Because there's so much broken glass.
Oh, yeah. Well, today when I went, I saw this one kid who...
Like a child? Or a teenager?
No, I don't know. He was probably like maybe 13. Yeah, he's probably a teenager. He's a little punk. I wanted to punch him. He was taking framed like artwork, like paintings and stuff out, which like, yeah, not a lot of people are interested in that sort of stuff. And he punched the glass and made it shatter everywhere. And then he proceeded to take the frame and like rip that apart. I'm like, ooh, gotta watch out for that one.
He's just destroying things?
Yeah. And that's not the first time I've seen it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Of the same person?
No. Other people doing the same thing.
On purpose?
I guess so. I mean, that's
I've
not really
seen
an
people
accident.
take something and toss it to the side because they wanted to get what's under it and it breaks, but I didn't think it was like an intentional breakage.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like, I feel like that kid should have been removed. That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
cool. He's destroying property.
Well,
at that
and
point.
then there was another kid like a week or so ago that like attacked one of the workers.
Like, for what?
I have no idea. I did it. There's something. People get violent. People get violent.
They want their 37-cent T-shirt.
Yeah. Well, so I guess that's like the cautionary tale because you're too worried that so many people were going to go there and steal our secret.
If you are going to go to the bins, you need, for the first time at least, you do need to take someone that's been there before to teach you the rules because there's a lot of unspoken rules.
Yes.
Like Fight Club status.
Yes. Don't you dare touch somebody else's cart unless you want to get cut.
And don't touch the bins until they say go.
Nope.
Don't even look too hard.
No. Don't do that.
There's some rules.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
But I did find a pair of hunter boots, so I'm excited.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So that's my story.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you say things at times and as soon as it leaves your mouth, you're like, oh man, I'm not going to live that one down for a while.
Yes.
I'm just going to put this one out there because Nick is already telling everyone. We were driving today on our way to church to pray for my sins. And we drive past a golf course. And it's like right by the driving range. So there's like thousands and thousands and thousands of these like lime green golf balls all over the range.
Yeah.
And there's this little tractor going around and just like collecting all of the golf balls. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks fun. Like, I want to go suck up balls all day. And of course, as soon as I say it, I was like, oh no. And Nick instantly starts laughing. And he goes, oh, you want to go suck balls all day? Ha, ha, ha. Like a 12-year-old humor.
Oh, my gosh.
But, I mean, it was kind of funny. And it did look fun. I'm thinking in my head, like, if that was my job, I would totally put, like, the Pac-Man symbol on the sides of my tractor. So I'd look like Pac-Man just sucking up balls all day long.
I feel like people aim for that guy, though.
Oh, probably. I mean, that'd be funny. That'd be fun, too. I've never golfed a day in my life other than like golf and stuff.
Oh, I did once. And I gave up on like the second hole. I'm like, I'm over this. I'm just going to drink and ride in the golf cart.
So that sounds fun too.
Yeah. But it's really funny that you bring that up because that's not the first time you've said that.
Sucking balls?
Yes.
When else have I said that?
So this is like back in the day when people actually wrote, stuff on Facebook. You wrote like a little thing on your timeline.
Like Rosa is.
Yes.
Sucking balls?
Okay, it had to be over 10 years ago, but it comes up every year in my memories that it was when you and I had boba for the first time.
Oh, I love boba.
And you love sucking up those balls.
I do love sucking up those balls.
Yeah, so that's not the first time you said it.
Okay, if that ever comes up in your memories again, you need to share it.
Okay,
At least to me.
All right, I'll do that.
That would be really funny. I do love boba.
Boba's so good. Mm-hmm. And I try to make it at home, and it's just not the same.
I bought the big straws.
Me too.
I bought the like dehydrated boba, and I also bought the boba in individual packets that you can put in the microwave.
Ooh.
Nope.
Not good?
Not at all.
No. I mean, it was okay when I made it, but like it wasn't great.
I'm going to give you my...
It's a long process.
No. And it's so good from the boba places.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
All right. So,
are you ready to hear a story?
I'm ready to hear a story.
So, I'm going to put a little disclaimer on this. Angela has already heard this story.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lost episode because I didn't want to start the research for another brand new story while I'm already doing the research for the story that I'm going to do. So, I went into my files and pulled up one of I think we each probably have 3 or 4 stories that we never released on the podcast. And this is one.
So if you think about our current episodes and how awful they are, just imagine how bad the episodes had to have been for us to not release them.
If you want to join Patreon, we'll share them with you. If we ever have a Patreon.
Nobody wants to do that. You'd have to pay people to listen to that.
I won't even listen. I think I deleted them, honestly. I don't even think I ended up saving them. That's how ridiculous they were. Our sound was horrible. I mean, our storytelling probably hasn't gotten a whole hell of a lot better.
That's true.
But at least our sound has somewhat improved. Somewhat.
Yeah.
Kind of?
Kind of. I don't know. I don't really listen to us, so it's hard for me to compare.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story, and it's, oh, no, I guess we're not even in September yet. I'm just really getting excited for Halloween already. I went to Trader Joe's today, and I got the 3 little skeletons with the air plants coming out of their heads. Have you seen those? They're like
I have.
Little yoga skeletons. They're so cute.
I didn't think that Trader Joe's had any of the fall stuff out until September.
Well, they have the skeletons. They don't have any of the pumpkin stuff.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm there for.
They had those. And I feel like I did this story around Halloween time. The first time I did this story. So we'll see.
Okay.
It's about a lady named Elizabeth Báthory. Ooh. And she was born on August 7th, 1560.
That's a long time ago.
So just a little while ago. The Báthory family was a very rich family. They were very powerful, and they had a lot of well-known family members that were prime ministers, dukes, princes, and even a king of Poland. Her family owned land in Hungary, in the Czech Republic, in Slovakia, Austria, and even good old Transylvania. So there's a lot of kind of folklore that goes along with this story. What's really true? What's been kind of flourished? Is that the right word? Embellished.
Yeah. Isn't Transylvania where the vampires live?
Absolutely. And a lot of people say that she's a vampire.
Oh.
You don't remember this story.
I do.
Oh.
Kind of.
Okay.
Wait a little bit.
Well,
I don't know.
We'll see. So it was also said that she had possibly had epilepsy, and then she'd also have major outbursts of rage.
Yikes.
So she grew up in a society where violence and cruelty was a common day occurrence.
Oh, fun.
Mm-hmm. She was accustomed to violence and gruesome scenes, even at a young age. And this is a quote. It says,
I remember this part.
This is the most traumatic part
yes,
for you.
It is. I want to fast forward past this part.
Okay. 30 seconds and you don't have to hear it.
Okay. I'm going to take my headphones off and then let me know when you're done.
Okay. As a child, she watched the execution of a man accused of selling his child. The executioner actually sewed him alive into the belly of a horse. And as Elizabeth watched this happen, she reportedly giggled and laughed as she watched the man's head poking out of the horse's belly for one last time before disappearing completely into his grisly tomb.
Okay, 2 things.
Yeah.
1, what did the horse do? The horse didn't deserve that. That's not okay.
Well, I'm sure the horse is dead.
Well, I hope so.
Well,
but still, did they have to kill the horse to make this happen? I don't know. I have questions about that. 2, that's red flag big time. That's not even a red flag. That's a red flag being pulled from a banner plane that's also red and also has flags hanging off the wings. And
having red smoke come out of it.
Yeah. But that's kind of like the kid that was punching
the glass
at Goodwill today.
You watch out for that kid.
Yeah.
If they're laughing at that. But okay, in her defense though, if that's what she's used to seeing every day, these horrible crimes happening, maybe it's just normal for her. Not that it's okay, not that it makes it right at all, but I mean, if that's the times you're growing up in. I mean, I've never heard about a man being sewn into an animal's belly as a way of executing them before, but
if you think about that, we do that to turduckens.
I don't eat, nor have I made a turducken.
Think about that next time you have a turducken.
No, I don't eat that. I don't. That's disgusting. And they're also not alive when they're being shoved into each other's buttholes.
Yeah, that's true.
I did make a cake pie brownie, though. I don't remember what that was called.
A cake pie brown?
I made like I can't remember the order, but like I made like a brownie and then I put it inside of a cake and then I made a pie around it. So it was like a cake pie brownie.
That doesn't sound good. That also sounds like a lot of work.
It was. I made it once and I was never going to make it again.
Was it good?
That's so good. Are you kidding me?
Really?
Cake pie brownie? Amazing. When Elizabeth was 11, she was sent to be married to a 15-year-old named Fernick. I'm going to say his name was Fernick Nadase.
Okay. Let's just call him Fernie.
Fernie. He was the son of someone really important.
Okay.
And apparently her young husband, at the time, he was away at school. So while, like, they were married, he's gone, but she's still living, like, at the in-laws' castle. And Fernie's father, he was already dead, and the mother just died just, like, around the time she moved in. So she's, like, 11 years old, alone in this castle, with just her servants and a whole bunch of time on her hands and a very powerful 11-year-old. And so rumor has it that by the time she was 13, she got pregnant by either one of the servants or some like, quote, minor noble named Latache Bendy. And
Bendy.
Benday. And once Elizabeth's husband like came back from school and found out about this pregnancy and who the real father was, he ordered him to be castrated and then ripped apart by dogs.
That seems a little excessive.
And the baby, reportedly named Anastasia, was given away and raised by someone else in Transylvania.
I mean, that's probably a good thing considering she was, what, 11, 12?
When she had this baby.
Like, that's too young to even make an MTV show about.
No, she's not even like preteen moms.
Ugh.
Yeah. So their wedding took place when Elizabeth was 15 and Fernie was 19. So I guess they weren't really married yet. I guess they were just engaged and she was living at the castle.
Okay.
So the goal of this marriage, obviously like a lot of marriages at that time that were arranged, there was like ulterior motive. Like they wanted to kind of get something out.
Oh, you mean they weren't in love?
No, they weren't like true soulmates at all. So the goal was to preserve the alliance between the two families, so her family and Fernie's family.
Okay.
And Elizabeth insisted on keeping her maiden name after her marriage, which I think is kind of rad. Like, I mean, I did that.
I mean, the whole idea of taking somebody's name is kind of weird to begin with, but
I mean,
whatever.
I guess it's like a merging of families, but that's like way, 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 way before her times.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And that she stuck to that, I think is, you know, kind of showing her strong will there.
Okay.
So she signed any letters that she wrote to people as Lady Báthory. Báthory, thank you. I had an extra R in there. So this little fact that I found was interesting because, like, you know, many women at that time couldn't even, like, read or write. And she's, you know, taking the time to write letters and sign it with her maiden name.
Who's she sending them to?
Probably her family, you know,
Okay.
in the other castles. She also could speak and write in Latin and German, as well as her native language, Hungarian. She was also really educated and really smart. She did good stuff in math, science, and religion as well. So she was like a bookie girl.
Okay.
Her husband was away a lot of the time working on his military career, but Elizabeth learned much from her good old husband. He was known for his cruel treatment of the Turks. He would dance with their dead bodies. So like after like fighting and whatever, he would, you know, they'd be dead. So he'd pick them up and like dance with them and play ball with their severed heads.
What the actual Fuck.
Right? And so he's doing this kind of stuff, and he's like, writing letters back to his wife that can actually, read these letters. These love letters. I miss you so much, my young bride. Today I killed 14 people and danced with their dead bodies.
But I was thinking of you the whole time.
I was wishing it was your dead body against mine. He wrote to his wife about these acts, as well as giving her advice on disciplining the servants while he was away. Good old Fernie once had an uncooperative servant girl taken outside, stripped naked, and smeared with honey. He ordered her to stand outside while she was stung by insects. She fell to the ground from the pain as well as exhaustion. And every time that this would happen, he would put like oiled piece of paper between her toes and light them on fire while Elizabeth helped. So this girl's outside. She's being, bitten, pretty much eaten alive by these insects and forced to stand there naked. But if she falls down, like her feet get caught on fire.
Also, huge waste of honey.
Yeah, honey's good. And honey's expensive.
Honey's expensive today. I can't imagine the price of honey back in 15 whatever.
60.
They didn't have the beekeeping technology that we have today.
No, the calm beekeeping.
Oh, you'd think that at least you would preserve the honey.
Do you follow that girl on TikTok or Instagram?
What girl?
That beekeeper that just goes and talks to the bees like softly and like explains what she does, and she doesn't wear gloves or anything.
No.
Oh, I will send her to you. She's amazing. She's so like soothing.
Oh, okay.
She's very nice. She's very pro bee.
Very pro bee.
I'm very pro bee.
Do you know that they're actually an invasive species?
The bees are? The honeybee?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not native to here. They're European.
There's native bees to California.
Oh, yeah. There's
like the
tons
carpenter
of
bee
native bees, but the honeybees are not native. They're invasive. So,
I didn't know that.
Maybe you should think twice about your whole Save the Bee campaign.
I'm all about saving the bees. I like honey. I have honey and toast every day. So Elizabeth herself would beat, torture, and kill many of her servant girls. Kill them. She was known to burn, cut at their flesh, and even bite them. There were rumors of hidden chambers that only the Countess' most trusted servants could go. Her most trusted, quote, helpers, who would assist her on the torturing. And then, they started to notice that the servants' numbers were dropping a lot. They had, 20 servants one day, and then the next day they only had 17.
Wait, who is this that started to notice that?
I don't know exactly who. Maybe it's Elizabeth herself. She's like, oh, I've killed too many. I need to get some more. When the servants' numbers dropped so much and the number of bodies of young girls from the castle increased, they were sent to find more girls.
What did they do with all their bodies?
They probably stack them up and put them outside.
That's got to get stinky after a little while.
Well, they have a big castle.
And they just moved to the other room?
Maybe.
Huh.
So there's girls that, their families are poor and the girls want to help out, and they come to the castle looking for work. There's also daughters that are sent to the castle for education, because there's kind of a schooling of, Elizabeth is a smart girl and she's able to help teach and educate these girls.
Teaching people?
Helping teach, yeah. And then also as well as nobility, manners and what's that called? When you proper etiquette and etiquette school. Etiquette school? Is that the thing? I mean, obviously you and I were never sent to something like that.
Clearly. I know what you mean, and I cannot remember the name of it.
Cotillion.
Yeah.
But it's a school.
I think there's another name that it's not
getting there.
Working.
Well, that thing. And they, some of the girls were even kidnapped right off the streets. So they were getting these new servants multiple different ways because she was getting rid of so many of them so frequently. So in these hidden chambers where a lot of the punishments took place. So if there was a girl that was caught stealing, a heated coin would be pressed into her skin.
Oh.
But then as the Countess became more enraged, remember I said before she had outbursts of anger?
Yeah.
The violence would increase, and she a lot of the time would continue beating until the girl was actually dead.
That's got to be exhausting, too.
For Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if she just goes into like these fits of like can't even control herself.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay, here's another question that I don't know if you would have an answer for. Just how inbred is she?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I wonder if there's like something not right.
Oh, I would. I
mean, obviously there's something not right, but I wonder if that's a result of like trying to preserve a royal bloodline or something.
It's quite possible. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's like causes things like that, but
probably.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Just throwing it out there.
That is a good observation. So, stories of these victims being burned with like hot irons, they're beaten to death by sticks, by rocks and clubs. There would needles be inserted in under their fingernails. Sometimes their lips would get sewn together. They'd cut off like their parts of their bodies with just scissors. So including like their hands, their noses, their fingers, and their genitals.
And she's doing all of this? Like she is the administrator of all of the punishments?
A lot of the time she is, or she's instructing someone else to do it while she watches.
Because I'm just like trying to imagine sewing somebody's lips together. Like you are repeatedly pushing a needle all the way through again and again. Like that is...
Well, and she has to have some form of help just to hold down a body.
Yeah, to restrain somebody. Mm-hmm. Well, this is just lovely.
Isn't it, though? This is a little quote that says, one of her favorite pastimes, witnesses said, was using scissors to slice open the skin between her victim's fingers. So like that little...
the webbing. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Have you ever had a paper cut there?
Hangnails hurt me.
So, yeah. Or a splinter under your nail.
That is horrible.
So bad.
There was this one story of how like the Countess would kill virgins and then bathe in their blood as a beauty treatment to help her looking young. So this is kind of where the story of her being a vampire comes from.
Oh.
And this is also what gave her the nickname of the Blood Countess. So stories of cannibalism as well as having sex with the devil were also known. I don't know like what having sex with the devil would look like. I mean, I've never seen that porno, but like
we could give it a Google real quick if you want to find out.
Sex with devil. But there's, a lot of these people because I'm going to spoiler alert, she does go to trial. So there are a lot of, witnesses that tell stories of what they saw happen. And that's where a lot of this comes from. So when the Countess finally gets accused of her crimes, the allegation of bathing in blood was actually never brought up in court. And in fact, only came out just about 100 years after Elizabeth's death.
Oh, so...
But there are also over 300 witness statements from, various beatings, torture, and whatnot, and not one of them mentions the blood bathing.
Well, I feel like we don't necessarily have to have the bathing in blood for her to still be a terrible, awful person.
100%. Reports were made that the Countess would beat girls until blood pooled up on the floor, but all traces would be immediately cleaned up, and the Countess would change into clean clothes and act like nothing had happened.
God, can you imagine like how vigorously those people would scrub the floors after seeing that, like, oh, hey, if you don't do this quite right, you're be next.
I know. And what would make a person stay working there? I mean, I guess
think
they're
they
prisoners.
have a choice. Yeah, if they're being picked out of the street.
Kidnapped and locked up, yeah. So investigations into the Countess's activities only began when nobles died. So in 1602, there was a Lutheran minister of Savar. He started...
Is that a place?
Apparently. I didn't really put that on a map.
I don't know.
He started questioning the numbers of bodies of young females that were needing to be buried.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you for the 100th time. Is it always females?
No, but mainly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this like clergyman reported to the authorities, but nothing was done, as these were just like, you know, serfs, just like the working class. So the families of these girls most likely were too scared to make any accusations, because the Countess was the old, you know, she's the one in charge. She's the one that has the power, and she's also doing the murdering. So in 1610, Lady Báthory opened a boarding school for noble women. This is like more than the other like education she was giving. This is specifically for the nobles.
Okay.
And so suddenly these young noble girls start dying in alarming numbers.
Yikes.
And their families are like, what the hell? I have power. This is my daughter I sent to your school. And they go to the King of Hungary. And the Countess gets arrested on December 30th, 1610. She was said to have been caught in the act of torturing. So they come to arrest her, and she's actually in one of her like little hidden chambers, like beating the shit out of somebody. And there was a dead girl and another one that was severely injured right where the Countess was arrested.
Do you think that that's where the term caught red-handed came from?
Oh my gosh. Maybe. You might be onto something. You're
saying.
Real smart tonight. So all of Elizabeth's helper servants, they were all tried and executed. So the person that was holding down the other person while their lips got sewn together, they were
not
executed.
Really fair.
Well, I don't know.
Because like if it's like, hey, you do this or else.
Yeah, but maybe they're trying to set examples. I don't know. 2 of these people had their fingers torn out before the executioner burnt their bodies.
One burned alive?
Yeah. Ooh. One was beheaded, and I shouldn't laugh. What?
What? Did they sew her inside of another animal?
No. One was accused of being a witch and was burned at the stake.
Oh.
But the whole witch burning stuff just makes me so uncomfortable and makes me laugh. So Elizabeth gets charged with the death of 80 girls.
Oh, shit.
But there's a figure from other sources, an interview from, you know, people that were there, the number of 650 deaths of what, like, her actual reputation is based upon. It came from this one servant girl who had worked with her pretty much from the beginning. And she said that there was a book with each victim's name written in it. However, no book has ever been found. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No, sorry. I was just swallowing, and I was trying to not be really loud, and it ended up being louder.
Oh, that's okay. So Elizabeth actually never went on trial, even though she asked for one for many times. And I don't know really what, like, that is. I mean, I know she was punished. So this is what a quote from one of the prosecutors or punishers or people that got mad at her, finally in trouble. I don't know what they would have been called then.
Accusers.
Sure. It says, "You, Elizabeth, are like a wild animal. You do not deserve to breathe the air on earth or see the light of the Lord. You shall disappear from this world and shall never appear in it again." So the exact circumstances of Elizabeth's final imprisonment, like, are actually unknown. However, she was imprisoned in this, like, bricked windowless room.
Oh, no.
With enough space for just air and food.
Yikes.
And she spent the last 4 years of her life in there.
How old was she at this point? Do we know?
Well, she died in 1614. And she was born, what did I say?
15 something.
In 1560.
Oh,
so 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. She was 54.
Okay.
Which is kind of old for that.
Yeah, I mean,
time.
that's a long time to be killing people, if that's in fact what she was really doing.
Well, I think she definitely was killing people. Whether she killed 80 or she killed 650, that's still a lot of people.
Yeah, it's just weird that, like, she didn't have a trial.
And maybe because she was a noble.
Yeah.
Maybe because she you know, if she had gone to trial, I would assume they would have just killed her. But because
maybe that's like the way of sparing her.
Like building a brick wall.
I think I
tower.
would have rather been burned at the stake.
Yeah. I mean, just get it over.
That's a long time to be in a tiny little...
With no light, no nothing. I mean, I'm sure it's quite possible she would have lived a lot longer.
Oh, I'm sure.
But...
That's so weird.
Sick lady. Sick lady. So it says, perhaps historians say the true story of Elizabeth Báthory looks more like this. The Countess owned strategically important land that increased her family's already vast wealth. As an intelligent, powerful woman who ruled without a man at her side, and as a member of a family whose wealth intimidated the king, his court went on a mission to discredit and ruin her.
Oh.
So maybe it was a lot of rumor and speculation and elaborate storytelling that went on just to get the power away from her.
Wow. That's really sad.
If that's
not
the really
case.
what happened.
Yeah, that's just like a whole slanderous agenda to make her seem awful and take her out of power. Whole political move. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, little twist and turn at the end.
Yeah.
There, huh? So that's my short and sweet. There's like a bunch of podcasts on her. There's a bunch of articles and, you know, little YouTube clips and stuff on her that, you know, if you want to know more, go ahead and check those out because they're probably a lot more factual than what I just gave you. But I like the story. I like the...
It's pretty metal.
Pretty metal? Mm-hmm. Like hardcore?
No, like, okay, maybe it's just like top of mind because Adam's been forcing me to listen to some of the screaming, growling music. But I feel like they like a lot of that blood.
Oh, sure.
Especially
Gothy.
Blood on faces and, you
Sure.
know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some interesting rumors, though.
Yeah. And, you know, if she wasn't a nice person, say she didn't kill one single person. Say, like, she was just a total bitch. And these people didn't like her because she didn't treat them nicely and made all of this up about her. I don't know. That's kind of brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. So, real quick.
Yeah.
This is like totally out of nowhere. But bathing in the blood of virgins, right? I got to thinking, like, aren't there traditions where people like rub placenta on themselves and like use placenta as like a fountain of youth?
You can buy
Placenta shampoo.
placenta conditioner.
What's that about?
Well, you can also, after you have a baby, you can dry out your afterbirth and get it encapsulated.
Oh,
and
yeah, I've heard of that.
Take it as pills.
Yeah, I've also heard back when I took an EMT class years ago, people would keep their placenta and like fry it up in a hamburger helper.
Oh, that's
and just
gross.
chow it down. Also,
I wanted to bury mine in the backyard.
Why?
I don't know. I heard about that, and you plant like a tree on it, and so as
You have a little placenta tree?
yeah, so I'm growing little placentas. As your kid grows, the tree grows with it. I thought that was kind of cute. I guess you don't really need the placenta to make a tree grow.
I heard placenta and cute together in the same sentence.
Oh, look at that little placenta tree. It's so cute.
Oh my God. Also, Teen Mom, one of the girls had her placenta blended up in a smoothie.
That's disgusting.
Hey, don't judge.
I am so judging.
I'm going to report you to the mommy groups if you start judging.
You know that you can get breast milk jewelry?
What? Is it like Mod Podge jewelry? Little encapsulated.
You like send in your breast milk and they like swirl it around and put like epoxy and make breast milk jewelry.
I'm not buying that. There's some creepy guy behind that who came up with a really elaborate way to get women to send him breast milk. That's my theory.
I'm sticking to it. Before I forget, because I always forget, these are my sources. historycollection.co/real Countess Dracula, historyhowstuffworks.com, and all things interesting.
Cool.
So that's my short and sweet and redo story.
We could have had Bloody Marys for tonight's drink.
It's too much work. I wanted to pull something out of the fridge that was already pre-made.
Oh, no, yeah, of course. But blood. Okay.
Are you getting excited for Halloween? Because, like, I'm super excited.
I don't even know.
I know. It's way too early for me to even be talking about it. Oh, should we do something fun on the podcast for Halloween? Can we dress up like one of our stories?
But then people are going to have to look at us. We're going to have to, like, reveal our faces.
We're
I don't think
so
we've done
cute.
that. Have we done that? Oh, yeah, we posted a picture of us on Easter.
Well, we also did lives.
Oh, yeah, they do know what we look like.
Yeah. I mean...
Okay. Now you're going to have to make me work.
Yep.
I have to think of something. I have to be somebody that I've talked about.
Or that we've talked about on the pod.
Okay.
And we can't tell each other. And we have to come dressed as that person. And
I already know it.
The other one has to guess who that person is.
Okay. I already know it. I got it.
Oh, well,
I know who I'm going to be.
I don't.
Oh, I'm so excited now.
Oh, well,
Mine's going to come with a prop.
Well, of course. Do you want to pick a place for next week?
Sure. Wait, don't we need to do last thought and a shot first? Is that how that works? I don't remember. We've only been doing this for 50 some episodes.
No, Angela, we're like almost at 80.
Really?
We got to do something cool for 100th.
If it's still happening.
It is.
100 episodes.
We will. Yeah, let's do last thought shot and then you can pick your place.
Okay. All right. So last thought and a shot. Are we recording?
We're recording.
We're recording. Okay. So I didn't do the 2 truths and a lie or
what?
2. No.
Are you going totally off script? We are professionals here.
I totally forgot that I was supposed to come up with something. So as you've been playing games on your phone, I like your acting. I had to look up something to tell you about.
Stop telling all my secrets.
So we talked about placenta.
Oh, yes, we did.
And it brought up more questions than answers.
Lots of them.
And I did a little placenta research. So let me tell you a few things about placenta.
Okay.
So we know that you can eat it. We know that you can grow a tree out of it.
Yeah.
Did you also know that you can make placenta prints to commemorate your time spent with placenta?
No.
Yeah, so people take...
What do they do? They get the placenta and put it in paint and like throw it against a wall?
I mean, basically.
Oh, fantastic.
No, I think they take the placenta and then they just like lay it on a piece of paper and you can see all the little squiggly veins and stuff. Then you, I guess...
Makes a print?
You put it in a frame and hang it on the wall?
So, I have given birth. And they...
Why does that sound so funny?
And... when they take out like the afterbirth stuff or it comes out, you know, they have to
I'm
actually
getting a little queasy.
They actually do hold it up to make sure that
there's no
left
pieces left inside
behind.
you.
And the person that was doing it, like checking it all and everything, was showing it to Nick, and they're like, oh yeah, this is kind of, you know, like it looks kind of like the tree of life if you look at it. And I'm over there in the bed, you know, like going, oh gosh, you know, I just pushed a child out of my body,
out of you.
And you're over there holding up my placenta. But apparently, I didn't get to see it. But apparently, it's kind of cool looking with all the veins, and they say it looks like the way that the
attached to, like the way it's attached to an umbilical cord
is very like tree of life-ish.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna say no.
So that's what I'm saying with that is, I guess I can see where someone thinks it's very artsy.
Yeah,
would like to put a print of. I would not hang a print of my placenta in our home. It's like as you walk in the front door, there's this picture. Oh wow, Rosa, that's a really cool little art piece. What's that about? It's my placenta.
By the way, you want some hamburger helper?
Okay, tell me some more.
Well, can I tell you my experience with placenta? Because I have not pushed a human out of my vagina. But I did 2 years of full watch when I was in college.
Full watch?
Full watch.
Yes.
Which is basically helping horses birth. Little baby horses.
Yes.
And we did that. So after they had their babies and they passed their placenta, we took this giant placenta, you know, big enough for placenta. A horse.
Mm-hmm.
That was like almost like a huge lawn trash bag. And we took it out to the lawn And for whatever reason, the horses like to give birth in the middle of the night. So that was a fun time. So we would take it out to the lawn and we had to hose it all off, just like you said. And we held it up and looked for any places where, like, if there was tears or anything like that, like where we had to basically piece it back together to make sure that there was nothing left inside that could cause infection.
Well, and now that I'm like thinking about this more, like I've seen dogs have puppies and they always go and eat it.
Yes. See, I think that's where the whole idea of like, oh, you should eat your placenta because it's good for you.
Because it's how the animal kingdom does it.
Or they're just like preventing disease, because otherwise you'd have rotting pieces of flesh next to you or attracting predators.
That's what I was just going to say, is the smell of the blood and the flesh, it would attract coyotes or whatever. Look at how scientific we are. I don't think any other podcast has had the word placenta said more times than this one.
This has been Placenta Talk with Rez and Angela. But really quick, before we finish our placenta talk, I had to look up for my last thought in a shot why people want to rub placenta on their face.
Okay, go.
And according to Birdie, what I've never heard of this website before in my life, it was the quick Google search. It's similar to stem cells, but not the same. But extracts of placenta have a wide range of proteins, minerals, amino acids, and steroid hormones that help reduce skin-developed flaws due to inflammatory issues. Next question is, since we're bringing up more questions than answers, whose placenta are you rubbing on your face?
Well, I was just going to say, like...
Is it from a cow?
We really like gifts sent to the Ripple Pod. Like, it's super fun for us to receive a gift. Please do not send us your placenta. Please do not send us your placenta.
Oh my God, it's creeping me out.
I bet it's animal.
No, but really, like, it's got to be like a cow's placenta, right?
Yeah, it probably says like on the bottle. I mean, you see the bottle that says like placenta shampoo.
Yeah, I know. My mom bought it from the 99-cent store.
Why?
I don't know. And
Just
I
to
thought,
freak you out?
I don't know. She was like washing dogs. It was weird. Why? Why would you bring that home?
No, that's strange.
Okay.
I know what to get you for Christmas now, though.
Oh God.
Okay. Do you want to pick your topic for next time?
I actually have a listener suggestion.
This has been like, we don't even pull from the box anymore because it's been listener, which is super freaking cool.
Yeah, from
super
our 6 listeners that we have, they just keep giving us suggestions.
Well, those 6 are doing a lot of work for the rest of us. You.
What?
I don't know.
Placenta.
So what's the location, or can you say?
I don't remember.
Oh, it's just, you know what listener it is?
It might go across multiple locations, I think.
Okay, cool.
Because I'm kind of thinking about how the story goes, and I think it's like
starts here and ends there type thing.
It's worldwide.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Well, I can't wait to hear it next week. I'm super excited.
You're such a liar.
All right. Don't forget to be a fountain.
Not a Jane.
Bye.
Bye. Placenta.